Inspanning Gateway, I'm Asia, and I want to inspan on SuperNatural because I just finished talking about that in the definition or identification of the word spirit, that Trinity, and part of being a spirit. If you consider yourself to be that, you can call yourself a butterfly or whatever, but people are going to identify you as a spirit, those who actually know what spirit is. Um, but anyways, so we're going to inspan on SuperNatural, and we're going to break down the components, super and natural. We can easily identify natural because it has to do with nature, something state of being. It's natural essence, its most authentic form, nature, because nature is in its authentic form until we are the ones that come around and manipulate it in our many forms of building, mentally, spiritually, physically. So let's break down super and what that means. Now, super, this is dealing with the root of the word, the source, its original meaning before it's built upon with different forms, just like the word supernatural is built upon super and natural. Okay, it's a building, a combination, a component, a compound word. See how these things flow together? So the root of the word, the seed, the source, means over, above, on top of, as in superstructure, which is form, right? Above form, on top of form, of form. Superscribe has to do with being on top of interpretation, word, meanings. Okay. Then B, higher in rank or position than superior than okay, higher in rank or position than. Okay, so a higher, so it's more expanded, right? More capabilities, more components, more energy. Superior to, so it has more power than, as in superintendent. Okay. So just by those root words and those meanings and interpretations of super, it's not a superhero, although it is and it's not. It is and it's not. But the root of it is being a higher form, more expansion, more energy. So that lets you know that something is above nature. Now, that can be interpreted many ways, but it depends on how you understand above. Now, it's not in the form of being better than, no, it's just saying it has more capabilities than nature, and that's through consciousness, because we as beings, spirits, are able to manipulate nature mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's part of our existence here. That's what we're doing every day, is we're changing. Manipulating can be perceived as a negative word depending on how it's used in the higher mind, higher spirit, or the lower spirit. You can manipulate people and, get what you want, or you can manipulate and bring somebody out of a lower state. Just depends on how you perceive it and how you want to use it. And we choose that as spirit. So that's something that we have a natural ability to do because we are over certain forces of nature. And I don't mean that as man is above nature. No, we just are able to expand on nature, expand because of our consciousness, our ability to use these natural things to create our will, okay? To create our existence, our state of being, to continue on in that. So supernatural is not something that's outside of you. It is you, depending on how you want to use it. There's many forms of being supernatural. If you want to look at it as it's just ghost, I guess. But then you're not going to see how it's used on yourself, for yourself, and by society. Because other spirits know what supernatural is, best believe, because if it's in this dictionary, they have studied it. Trust me. We should be able to come to that conclusion, right? That if supernatural is in this dictionary and we just read its meaning, people know what it is and people know how to use it. And it's amazing to me that people only identify it as something spooky, something rare. No, we do it every day. We are. But only if you can see that. You got to be able to perceive that. And if you don't know how to perceive it, then you won't know how to use it. Use that Trinity, that supernatural, to be able to identify and expand. You can't expand if you don't have anything to build upon. And if you're not aware of the things that I'm talking about, then that tells you that your form is not as broad. And this is in the mental plane. Being able to perceive these things. Supernatural.